The impact of new players on strategic balances in Africa and the Middle East. The emergence of China, Russia, and Turkey as significant players in Africa and the Middle East is reshaping the strategic landscape of these regions, with profound implications for maritime control and geopolitical dynamics. Their geographic locations, coupled with ambitious expansionist strategies, are challenging the traditional dominance of Western powers and altering the balance of power in strategic waterways. This essay explores how these new players are influencing maritime control and strategic balances in Africa and the Middle East. China's maritime expansion. China's ambitious Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) and its maritime Silk Road component have extended Beijing's reach into Africa and the Middle East, facilitating infrastructure development, trade, and investment along key maritime routes. Through port investments, naval deployments, and economic partnerships, China is gradually expanding its maritime influence in strategic chokepoints such as the Strait of Hormuz, the Bab el-Mandeb, and the Horn of Africa. China's control over maritime infrastructure and shipping lanes gives it leverage over global trade and enhances its geopolitical clout in both regions. Russia's naval presence. Russia's strategic interests in Africa and the Middle East are primarily driven by its desire to counter Western influence and project power beyond its immediate sphere of influence. Moscow has bolstered its naval presence in the Mediterranean Sea through its naval base in Tartus, Syria, and its military intervention in the Syrian civil war. Additionally, Russia's outreach to African countries, including arms sales and military cooperation agreements, aims to secure access to naval facilities and expand its maritime footprint in the region. Russia's naval deployments and strategic partnerships challenge Western dominance in critical maritime zones and contribute to shifting strategic balances. Turkey's naval ambitions. Turkey's strategic location at the crossroads of Europe, Asia, and Africa positions it as a key player in maritime trade routes linking the Mediterranean, Black Sea, and Red Sea. President Erdogan's assertive foreign policy and naval modernization efforts have propelled Turkey's maritime ambitions, including the expansion of its naval presence in the eastern Mediterranean and the Gulf of Aden. Turkey's involvement in conflicts such as the Libyan civil war and its maritime disputes with neighboring states underscore its determination to assert control over strategic maritime areas and challenge the dominance of Western powers. Impact on strategic balances. The growing presence of China, Russia, and Turkey in Africa and the Middle East is reshaping strategic balances and challenging Western maritime control in key waterways. By securing access to ports, establishing military bases, and conducting naval patrols, these new players are expanding their influence and asserting control over critical maritime routes. This shift in maritime dynamics has significant implications for global trade, energy security, and geopolitical stability, as traditional Western powers grapple with the rise of new contenders vying for control of strategic maritime chokepoints. In conclusion, the geographic locations and expansionist strategies of China, Russia, and Turkey are fundamentally altering maritime control and strategic balances in Africa and the Middle East. As these new players assert their influence in key maritime routes and challenge Western dominance, the geopolitical landscape of these regions is undergoing a profound transformation. The implications of these shifts extend beyond regional dynamics to encompass global trade, energy flows, and security considerations, highlighting the complex interplay of interests shaping the maritime future of Africa and the Middle East.